welcome to Take a Shelfie. My name is Brenda Lyne, and I would love to give you a quick tour of my bookshelf. As you can see behind me, I have a pretty impressive one. Of course, they're never, your bookshelf, an author's bookshelf and a reader's bookshelf is never as full as they'd like it to be. But I am happy to share a little bit about my bookshelf and myself with you. Now, as you can see, it's not huge. I used to have a lot more books, and you know, along the way, I had accumulated so many, and then I had to move. And moving all those books becomes, you know, a challenge to say the least. So, what I've decided to do is, you know, keep my bookshelf a little bit on the more manageable side. I collect books from certain authors. The rest of, you know, books that I read, typically I will donate or sell back to half-price books. The ones that really impact me are the ones and stick with me are the ones that I end up keeping. So that's what you're going to see here today is my collections and a handful of books that have impacted me throughout my career, long and illustrious career as a writer. So I'm going to start here. This shelf, this shelf, this shelf, and this shelf are entirely Stephen King novels. I make it a point to collect his novels in hardback, and I pretty much have them all. The last couple of rows here, you know, I buy them as they come out. Up here are, you know, I buy them as I find them at thrift stores and bookstores and flea markets and things like that. So I've got some pretty old versions. I've got a great old version here of Firestarter. It's so well loved that I bought it like this with the jacket ripped, but you can see just from the cover design that it's, you know, among the older versions. I also have the complete and uncut The Stand. I have not been able to find a copy of the original that was not complete and cut. But you know, in these crazy pandemic times, this book is more relevant than ever. I have The Green Mile in full hardback or in full paperback. When they first came out, it was a serial novel, and as each installment came out, I bought them. They were just tiny little books, and I don't know what happened to them. Such a tragedy, because I would have loved to have each of the individual books in The Green Mile in my collection. It's very unfortunate. Another book, or another author that I like to collect is a local author by the name of P.J. Tracy. I found this book at the Goodwill, and you know, sometimes if you're a reader, you buy a book just based on the cover, and that's what I did here. I had no idea, knew nothing about the author, knew nothing about the series, and fell in love. And I have started collecting all of P.J. Tracy's novels. I have all but the last one, Monkey Wrench novel, and I can't wait to pick it up. John Sanford is another favorite. His Virgil Flowers series. You're probably familiar with his Lucas Davenport series, the Prey books. Well, this is an offshoot of that. Virgil Flowers is the name of the character in this book, and I just love Virgil. I do. I just love him. I was introduced to him in 2007, very shortly, or actually right when my son was born. My husband at the time bought this book for me in the bookstore, and it was love at first sight. Finished it in a day and a half, and have been collecting the Virgil Flowers novels ever since. Highly recommend if you like a good crime caper. He's a great character. Now over here is kind of a hodgepodge of other stuff. John Jakes' North and South trilogy here. That was a fantastic trilogy. It's a fiction set in the Civil War, before, during, and after. Highly recommend. Over here, I've got the children's books that I grew up on. Two of my all-time favorite books in this collection are The Secret Garden, which every kid should read, and Island of the Blue Dolphins. This book is what made me want to become an author right here. Scott Odell's Island of the Blue Dolphins, and I love this book so much. Even though my dog at the time bit it and poked holes in it, I didn't care. I kept it anyway. Love it. So Other children's books that had a real impact on me include the Little House on the Prairie series, and then children's classics such as Alice in Wonderland, Little Women, and A Christmas Carol, which to this day remains my most favorite holiday story. I also have a selection of the classics. Edgar Allan Poe. I mean, I'm a horror reader and a mystery writer. We love Edgar Allan Poe around here. Got some Shakespeare and other such classics. Sherlock Holmes. Love Sherlock Holmes. So, and then, you know, I don't think that comics get enough credit in the lives of readers. When I was a kid, I would take out Peanuts comic book, collection books like this, and sit and read them from the library, and sit and read them for hours. Charles Schulz really, there are a lot of good life lessons to learn in Peanuts, and the characters, they're just amazing. Linus, the little guy who has, who carries around a blanket, I related very, very strongly to him because I also had a blanket, and Charles Schulz made it okay to not hide your blanket away. If you need something, to make you feel safe and secure, then gosh darn it, own it. And so that was one thing that Charles Schulz taught me, and Peanuts to this day remains very close to my heart. And of course, I've got to have one of his books in my collection. And then finally, because I know you are all just dying to know what these colorful books in the bottom corner are all about, these are my high school yearbooks. And I'm going to sign off. Before I sign off, I'll just share with you some 1995 greatness. There I am. Right there. 17 years old. Robbinsdale Armstrong High School, class of 1995. So, and that kind of rounds out my shelfie tour. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. Charlie's Mirror, available December 8th. This is Brenda Lyne. See ya.